Hi, my name is Yarrow Willard from Harmonic Botanical Dispensary on Vancouver Island, and today I am out picking chanterelles. Got some beautiful, lovely chanterelles here, and you know, this is just something that is such a passion of mine. I just love to do this every fall, and so I thought I'd make a little video to maybe help inspire you to get out there and harvest some yourself, and maybe give some tips and things that I've learned along the way. So yeah, let's get started. Basically, we are looking for the right type of forest and the right environment, the right seasonal time to pick them. So seasonally they are available mostly throughout the Douglas fir forests, mostly second growth and old growth forests. We see a lot of these big stumps and dead wood all over the ground. We also see a certain type of ground cover. So if we see a lot of ground cover, we're probably not in the right forest. But if we've got intermittent bits of ground cover with nice mossy patches, little dips and valleys and old stumps, then we might be getting close. We want to make sure that there's not a ton of cedar. If we see a lot of cedar, we know that it's not going to be the right forest either, because that's an antifungal tree. But if we see a lot of Douglas fir and maybe some hemlock, then yes, we are in the right spot. Not too many deciduous trees. There's going to be a good shade cover to this forest. Alright, so what else is there? There's going to be certain types of ground cover, like this vanilla leaf. Vanilla leaf is a three-leafed plant like this. Maybe hard to see, but it's got three distinct leaves here, really easy to determine once you see it. And then that's going to be usually around the area, as well as we might find a little bit of salal. Salal is a pretty common plant here on the west coast. If you see huge patches of it, you're in the wrong forest, but if you see little intermittent spurses of salal, you're in the right spot. As well, we might find some Oregon grape. Oregon grape is got a, kind of looks like so. It's got this gnarly little spiky leaves. We use the medicine of this root as a antibacterial, good for the mucous membranes. Amazingly bitter plant. The berries aren't so bad. I've made different things with those too. What else? We might see some huckleberries, a little bit of huckleberry trees. I see right behind us some bushes of huckleberry, as well as we might find some sword fern. Sword fern's another one that's commonly around these areas. But if you see huge, big patches of sword fern, you're probably in the wrong spot too. I've also noticed, do we have any trillium? Trillium is commonly around here. So yeah, there are certain types of plants, but mostly we're looking for that mossy overlay and a lot of that dead wood. And then clear openings, big open spaces with the trees that are fairly good size. So, how do we find these things? Well, since chanterelles grow in the ground, they are usually deep into the soil, and we often have to dig around and look. Like right in here, I got a nice, beautiful one. If I just move away all this stuff, I'll be able to find it. So, yeah. Then what I want to do is I want to go and use a knife. Right here I have like a type of knife that I like to use. It's got a nice sharp curved end and a horsehair brush. This is a special mushroom harvesting knife, but you can make something like this really easy with a basting brush and then taping that to the handle of a paring knife. That's a pretty simple way to make a brush. The other things you can do is just have two different tools, but it's really nice to have that brush, because when you go to harvest these, first off we want to cut them. If we cut them, we're then going to be pulling off, not pulling the mycelium out, and then keeping it intact. So move away all the bit of debris, chop it at the bottom, and kind of give it a little brushing. Well, that is ideal. There we go. Oh, beautiful. All right, and then we want to put them in our basket clean so that they don't get all the other mushrooms dirty. If we get all the mushrooms dirty, then, well, we have to re-clean them again when we get home. And it's just more ideal. You put one dirty mushroom in and you end up with a whole mess. Also, the type of basket is kind of important. We want to have something with a nice wide brim. Something that's easy for us to lay the mushrooms in there gently and have them not piled up on top of each other, as well as something that breathes well. So this has been my ideal mushroom picking basket, but anything with a wide rim that you can stack in different mushrooms is ideal. So, alright, so that's basically it. Let's see, there's a couple more here. Pull these off. These beautiful mushrooms. Yeah, one thing too is there are some fuller mushrooms. I know I saw one back here somewhere. What was that? Yeah. This isn't it, but chanterelles have a really meaty, they have a meaty look. So they're quite thick, they're a nice golden color, and they have these what are called veils. These aren't necessarily veins or gills, similar to a mushroom like this, which might have gills. Gills are evenly dispersed and they start at the same place and end at the same place, whereas veils, they come in these different waves and you get them kind of intermixedly going, and they start all on different parts on the stem here where they meet the stem. So that's kind of something to know about chanterelles. They're very tasty, but you gotta eat these, you gotta cook these. So ideally I cook them with onions. That's a really nice way to go, as well as just to put them in gravies. They make really nice gravies. If you have too many, we will dehydrate some of them and save them for soups and other things like that. So they will be all intermittent throughout the forest. Let's have a little pan around of this forest, but as you can see, I've got quite a few chanterelles right here. When you find one, look around, because there are quite a few more. Now this one I got the stem off, but I'm just gonna, again, clip it, clean it, and put it in my basket. I hope you get out and do this, because it's something that's really fun, and the mushrooms are super tasty, and yeah, just enjoy. So thanks for joining me. That's Yarrow from Harmonic Arts. HarmonicArts.ca. You can find out more videos from us, as well as or just check us out on YouTube. This is the forest. See how we got all these? If I hone in here, I'll find all different kinds. Thanks for joining me. Hope you get out and find some.